In the song I mentioned, I said Vlad asked him about the time when he was snitching to the cops. And all he said is what had happened was and fiddled with his watch. And everybody in the comments like, nigga, fix your watch. Y'all heard the shit. So he say he never cooperated. Now, the problem with that is, if you go and watch Cocaine Cowboys 2, you'll see that he actually states how he used some little trick words to implicate her because he knew that the phone calls were being recorded in the prison about the Kennedy shit. The next day, they raided his house, right? Now, my understanding, they found a machine gun in the house, right? This nigga on probation. Now, how the fuck is it whatever, bro? Who the hell get their house raided on a conspiracy to kidnap the son of a former president with a cartel queen pin? And you don't go, your ass ain't held in custody or whatever until they figure out what the fuck is going on? And you on probation, nigga? And they found a gun in your house? Fishy as shit, right?
It's kind of fishy to me. I smell salt water.
Yeah. So now, then on top of that, in the documentary, you said you were your first line of defense between Kennedy being kidnapped, and you were your last line of defense, and you're not spending the rest of your life in prison. And that you were using the phone call being recorded to show that you didn't want to be involved in this crime. But yet, you flew out to New York with $100,000 and some guns to give to the kidnapper so that they can go and buy their little, shit to blend in and all that other bullshit. So you played a role up until, you supplied them niggas with what they needed to do the job. And the only reason that Kennedy ain't get snapped, bro, is because the police had happened to just be passing by right when they was about to grab the nigga. Because he said that the dog walked up to one of the female kidnappers and sniffed her leg or some shit. That's how close that nigga was to getting grabbed. Right? Now, this is 1996. He gets subpoenaed in 1997 because her hitman, this nigga, Jorge Rivi Ayala, right? This motherfucker allegedly got 60 to 100 bodies on behalf of this bitch. Right? But the dude decided, so they hit him with 3 murders. They were going to try to give him the death penalty and shit. So it was the little boy Johnny Castro, because he was trying to shoot the nigga Chuco. I think Chuco put hands on Osvaldo. That's the nigga Chicky that was in the joint with Rayful. We're going to talk about that nigga in a minute too. So I think Chuco put hands on Osvaldo. Griselda put the hit on him. Ribby go to do the shit. He tried to spray the nigga in the car. Don't know that the kid is in the back seat. End up hitting the kid. Chuco allegedly left the little boy body like in the tub in a mosque, like with ice and shit, and like a note, like, you know what I mean, to take care of the, whatever. So the shit was wild, like that shit. So they getting charged with that murder and a couple, whatever, called the Lorenzos and shit like that. Supposedly they owed Griselda some money, or for what we know now, she might have owed them some money and just said, well, it's cheaper to kill them than it is to pay them niggas $2 million. Or if they owed the $2 million, like, fuck it, man, they gotta go. So the whole crazy shit is now he's snitching. So she's about to finish her sentence. She was sentenced to 35 years, but back then you only did like, I think 2/3 or 1/3 of your sentence or some shit like that. So she was about to be out after like 12 years. So now they finna come and hit her ass or whatever with some shit that could put her on death row 3 times. So now she comes up with the whole plan or whatever to kidnap Kennedy. Charles plays his role. And then finally, when they subpoenaed him in 97 after they raided his house and all this other shit, he flies down to Florida. He stays in a hotel with the agent staying in the adjacent room. Now, what that sound like? Don't that sound like a security detail for a witness?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, and this is a deposition, meaning, so now, like, the whole shit is Black asked him, well, you know, he didn't think, like, well, I didn't tell. He said, well, didn't they ask about your involvement in her organization? He said, well, they already knew all of that. It's like, so how you not get sentenced? Well, because the deposition, much like a proper session, you're granted immunity or whatever to be able to talk about all the crime that you were involved in with this person. And they know that the only way to get you to speak freely is if you're under the impression that you're not going to be in trouble for the things that you said. That's how that nigga got around that shit. Because in the Vlad interview, he said, all I told him was I was a drug dealer. Now, what nigga you know, bro, to sit there in front of the feds and just say, I'm just a drug dealer. I ain't kidnapped nobody.
Nigga that do this.
You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy. So now, like, all of this shit is going on. So, like, basically, they even tried to contact his mother to offer this nigga $1 million to not say anything, right?
Nigga that sit in the interrogation room and do this.
Huh? Oh, shit.
And that's what he did. That's the kind of nigga he is.
But yeah, so the nigga, so he doing all of that or whatever. He sit there, he debrief these people and shit and all that. The only reason why his ass never ended up testifying in court is because they ended up having the whole case fell apart when the dude Ribby slept with a secretary that was in the prosecutor's office. So it just threw the whole fucking case like conflict of interest. And what's crazy is, according to Charles Cosby, he slept with the bitch too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason. Because other than that, if that case would have went ahead, bro, he would have been called to the stand as a witness. They ain't fought for that nigga for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Now, all of this shit or whatever kind of like comes out over time, because here's the thing. I'm not really paying that much attention to this nigga at the time because I got a lot of shit going on with the phone call will reveal. You get what I'm saying? And the wildest shit was I didn't I thought he was back good with me because she been home, you know what I mean? She was home when the documentary came out. And this nigga went on a whole media tour type shit with her last surviving son, the dude Michael Corleone Blanco, and who has some choice words to say about bro without saying too much. You know what I mean? And the dude that was running around saying he was Pablo Escobar Jr. that was hanging out with Cuban Link and shit back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So him and that nigga, because they even went on Christina together. You know, she like the Spanish Oprah and shit, nigga.
Oh, shit. Telemundo.
Yeah. That nigga was on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? So he on there with Michael. So I'm looking at it like, okay, well, shit, that must be some shit above my, you know, some cartel shit. Like, you know, niggas be swapping secrets and making little side deals with the government and, you know. So I'm like, whatever, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas run around there getting the bag and shit like that. Let them get to it. If they ain't beefing, I ain't beefing, right? So me and this nigga ended up falling out behind his daughter, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I told this story, like I glazed over it a few times and shit where, you know, I had an altercation with a nigga. It got physical. I go on Facebook being an asshole and shit, and I say, what kind of grown man get punched in his face by another grown man and ask that grown man, do you know who my father is?
It's 10
And the
p.m.
little
Do you know where your children are?
and so the girl, so Shanice or whatever, his daughter, she go and post up or whatever about, fake ass niggas, all that shit. I like this shit, and I just put a comment, like, laughing emoji, whatever. She start talking about, don't come up under my pole, bitch ass nigga, all this other shit or whatever. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Now, mind you, I'm not her friend. I'm her daddy friend.